Doom 3, the game where you get a trophy for punching a turkey on an in-game arcade. Super Turkey Puncher 3 is what I remember the most from when I originally played on PC back on release. And the torch, which back then you'd have to switch to rather than it being available at all times. You couldn't even see what you were doing and shoot at the same time on that version. It wasn't until the BFG edition that the torch was a constant. Man, do you need the light. This is a really dark game. And that sums up Doom 3. It's a hell of a dark game, and slower than any other Doom game. Things do speed up in the expansion, ironically by using the main artifact that slows down time. So this PS4 re-release has no multiplayer like the PS3 BFG edition. The multiplayer trophies in BFG were pretty tough and very situational, so I'm glad there's only single player stuff to obtain here. On the other hand, I can see the multiplayer being really popular on PS4 as everyone loves a good boomer shooter. Well, I do anyway. You still get a full package though, 3 campaigns, multiple difficulties and more collectibles you can shake a chainsaw at. It's a straightforward platinum and best started on recruit difficulty for each campaign. This allows you to focus on the collectibles, which include PDAs, text logs, video discs, secret rooms. A guide is really going to help as there's no mission select, plenty of missables, and it's a pretty long campaign. The bulk of the trophies are difficulty and collectible related, with a couple of spicy misc, like getting demons to kill each other, complete a level without getting hit, that kind of stuff. The real challenge of the Platinum comes from Nightmare Mode, the hardest difficulty. Enemies here can one-shot you easily as your health constantly ticks down before stopping at 25. There are no medkits, but all the health stations are present. Having 100 armor is integral to survival. You do start with the artifact that you obtain late in Doom 3's campaign here. Charging it up with kills allows you to use it on any demon, usually ending in an instant kill and healing you temporarily to full health before your health starts ticking down again. This gameplay loop is the most Doom thing in Doom 3. What the hell do I mean the most Doom thing in Doom 3? Well, let me show you. That's what Doom is. Pure, chaotic, adrenaline-fueled action. It's just speed and chaos and destruction. And that's why Doom 3 is the black sheep of the franchise. Awesome moments like that are quite rare in this whole game and its expansions. You play Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal, and every encounter is as chaotic as that. And I think there's 2 reasons why. The first being you have to reload in Doom 3. You don't have to reload in any other Doom. It's unique to this game, and that obviously really slows down everything. And that makes it the slowest Doom game. The second thing is the torch management. You have an active timer of how long you can use your torch, which then naturally regenerates. I mentioned this earlier, but in the original release, you couldn't even have your torch out and shoot at the same time. You had to have one or the other. And the torch itself had its own melee. So you were beating demons or zombies or revenants or whatever with the butt of your torch, and it did like no damage. It was crazy. Something they rectified in the BFG release. Anyways, back to the Nightmare Mode. You're constantly losing health, you always need to kill to recharge your artifact, to then heal, then your health starts ticking down again, you kill more, and the cycle repeats. It's a really good loop. The pace of this is brought somewhat to a crawler as you're gonna have to save so often to make any kind of reasonable progress. Ambushes are so often, you'll be running around with pretty much no health for most of the game. So if you don't save often, you'll lose a lot of progress. It's a good idea to have 4 or 5 saves on the go and cycle through them. That way if you use the artifact at the wrong time or in the wrong encounter, load a couple of saves back and try again with a different approach. It's a great challenging mode and satisfying even with all of the saving you need to do. You really need to learn each encounter. Knowing where they're going to spawn, where they're going to ambush. It becomes art when your weapon starts pointing to the demons in spawn order and you're just taking them out one by one. The guns are great, each with their own pros and cons. You'll be expertly swapping weapons to deal with each demon that comes your way. The same process will work on Resurrection of Evil, the DLC campaign, but the artifact you get doesn't heal you. Instead you become a glass cannon, being able to slow down time and get damage boosts. In fact, your power-up gains abilities with every boss you defeat. You'll also gain access to the double-barreled shotgun here, probably the greatest weapon of all time. A shorter campaign and more focused boss battles make this DLC the highlight of the Platinum for me. The third campaign isn't much different. It's a shorter, more focused playthrough with its own collectibles and bosses. So that's Doom 3 really. 3 good campaigns, multiple playthroughs and fluid gameplay. The graphics do show their age, but I'd say the lighting is still impressive for the time. Unfortunately, I don't remember any music in the game other than the main menu track, so that's a bit disappointing. Along with no multiplayer. Also, the Doom guy is the most underwhelming generic character in this. He literally does nothing. He looks shocked at a couple of cutscenes and that's about it. Even the DLC Doom guy is actually a different character, but they look exactly the same. It is a bit silly, especially compared to what they did with the Doom guy in the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. I can't get enough of the Unicorn Doom guy from Eternal. He's just the greatest thing ever. So eventually it came down to me needing one more playthrough for 3 difficulty trophies for the Lost Mission campaign. I'd already completed it on Recruit at this point, so I knew the layout and the spawn orders and the ambushes. I really enjoyed the final boss, especially because I knew it was the last boss before the Platinum, so this is me beating him up for a bit. It became some kind of resogun, bullet hell, returnal kind of dodging thing, but it was really fun. It's a great Platinum, not my favourite Doom Platinum, but I'm glad I have it, especially since I have quite a few of the others. I need to go back to the PS3 version sometime. The BFG edition not only has multiplayer trophies, but trophies for the original Doom and Doom 2 as well. So in essence you're playing 5 full games and multiplayer for 1 Platinum. I think I'm 60% in it at the moment. I was able to get the MP trophies out of the way at least, had some very helpful boosters, and I used my second PS3. If anyone needs those trophies and wants help boosting, then just hit me up. I'm more than happy to help. My Doom series trophy collection is looking pretty healthy now. Hopefully I can find time to go back and get the ones I don't have. Overall, I really enjoyed this Platinum. It was a fun game. It may be the weirdest Doom, but it's still Doom. There's no denying that. These things are always on offer. I hope everyone buys them, enjoys Doom, and just has a good time. I just hope PlayStation get to play any Doom, any new Doom or Quake games it might release, but with Bethesda now on Xbox, God knows what's going to happen, but obviously I hope for the best. Multi-release please. God, I love Quake. Quake is so good. I should try and platinum the singular Quake game on PlayStation. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.